Well, welcome. I'm so pleased to be here today with Jessie Mansberger. I'm Wendy King, and we're going to talk about being authentic on screen. Well, welcome, Jessie. What a great day to talk about being authentic. As you know, we've been dealing with officials that have been anything but authentic. And I'd love to hear your thoughts a little bit on how to be authentic and be the real you as you come across on the screen and why it's important to do that.
Yeah, Wendy, I have two tips that come to mind on how to best be authentic. Number one is just keep going. I, for one, mess up all the time. I've prepared public speeches before and presentations, and even with the most polished presentation, there are going to be some moments that you mess up, and that is okay. And here, when we are authentic, humans make mistakes, and we just keep on going. So that is the number one feedback, number one tip that I have for being authentic.
Jessie,
And the second one,
Jessie's
yeah,
number one.
I number one. And to be fair, Wendy, I'm not that great at this either. I need to work at just keep on going, especially when I'm recording. It's so easy for me to be like, nope, cancel, redo it. But really, at the end of the day, we just got to keep on going. So, tip
I
number
love
one.
that. All right, that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is tip number two?
Tip number two is just to avoid having a blank look. If you've ever been in a Zoom conference meeting or a presentation or what have you, and there are just a lot of blank stares looking at the screen, just keeping in mind that everyone can see you, especially if you are the facilitator, the leader, to continue to remind yourself to be engaged looking at the camera. That is just a great way to maintain a positive and invigorating atmosphere for people to stay tuned in to what you're actually saying. So those are my two tips to just keep on going and avoid the blank stare.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, Wendy, what do you have? Do you have any tips on how to be authentic?
I sure do. One is think about your background. Now you can see, wait, I have to move this hand as I'm learning to use this new interview mode. My hand, as I'm looking, I have a virtual background right now. Well, this is an office setting, and I can use that to be authentic. If I'm talking about business and professional things, use an office setting. The other thing is, however, if you're doing something more on the creative side, don't hesitate to have a creative backdrop that reflects your personality. And the second thing I would say is tip two. Wait, I got to get over here. Tip two is if you are accustomed to using gestures, using your hands, don't hesitate to use your hands. It creates interest. One of the things they say is keep your fingers closed. It's a better look. But again, think about it's okay to use gestures. I guess don't put your hand in front of your face if you can avoid it. But just think about being using gestures because this is a flat medium and it just flattens you. So you can look more like your real self if you're just a little bit animated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jessie.
Well
And
said.
what would you say is another way to be authentic? Maybe your final
Yeah.
tip for the day.
Well, my bonus tip today on how to be authentic is just to have fun. Keep it light. These are different and trying times. And as you said so well, that when we're online, we can fall flat. So if we just keep it light, keep it fun, regardless of topic, you can come across as a much more effective communicator and leader. And Wendy, you mentioned this, but I'm really excited to be here with you today because we are using Ecamm's new interview mode. So this whole look right now can be, thanks to Ecamm to making it happen.
Well, and what's so great about it? To me, I feel like it just adds interest to my presentations. I can put in overlays. The quality is pretty good. And so I just, I'm so happy to have this new tool in my toolbox as we communicate. So
Yeah,
thanks so much
exactly.
for being here today. And any final tips for the the group today?
I feel pretty good. Being authentic can be tricky in times, but just to rely on the tips that we provided today, and I'm sure there are other ones out there too that resonate with our audience. And Wendy, we talk a lot about different leadership skills. Where could people find out more information if they're interested in learning more about our work?
Well, we have a YouTube channel called Leadership Lessons Live. Check us out, subscribe, and we have a few lessons on there, particularly tips on how to do Zoom meetings. And we've done interviews with others that, share some really important information about being a leader today. One of my favorites is negotiating. It's challenging to negotiate. So we have real live examples with people that are sharing really important stories today. So again, thanks for being here, and look forward to more interviews with Jessie Mansberger.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. Thanks so much.
Wait, got to get in the, bye.
Bye.